Hello, bridge builders! I'm here with some exciting news. The first volume of interviews is now available on Amazon.com. The link can be found at eatlunchandboardgame.com. I promise that all proceeds from sales of this book will go right back into this podcast and channel. Whether that is new and better audio equipment for the podcast or video equipment for the YouTube channel, or even more games to review, the money will not be wasted. Click over to Amazon and get your copy of Eat Lunch and Board Game, the first course today. And thank you for supporting the show. Welcome back to Eat Lunch and Board Game. I'm your host, Adam Collins. And with me today is Shannon Cope, who runs a couple different things here in Paducah, Kentucky. We are actually recording inside a gaming portal. Is that what it is? All right. Well, Shannon, how are you doing?
Wonderful. How are you doing today?
Well, now that we got through the technical issues and we can actually start, not too bad. So tell us about the gaming portal and Dice Alliance.
All right. The Play Portal is a local small game business. Our goal is to get people in here actually playing board games and tabletop games. We have a game library of about 300 games at this point. Board games, dice games, larger expensive tabletop games. We also host Dungeons and Dragons sessions.
Which is going on right next door to us, right?
Right next door. We have occasionally groups that come in to play collectible card games like Magic the Gathering or Pokemon. And our business model is just to rent the space and provide any of the games that people might not be familiar with, so that they can explore some things that they might not have even known were out there.
Excellent. And now we met at Heartland Gaming Convention, which was a fantastic little con put on in Cape Girardeau about a month ago. And so you came over to my booth and we talked, and I said, yeah, we'll come down to Paducah and hang out for a day. So Edward and I came down this morning, and we've been showing off our game fences to the 9 different kids so far, and now they're all over playing D&D, which is fine, which gives us time to do this. So it's been fun, and it's a great space you guys have here. Very nice, got separate rooms so people can break out and do their own thing, and so that's been cool. So, we came down, we had, sloppy joes for lunch made by you, so those were fantastic. So we couldn't argue with getting to play games for free and then getting a free lunch at the same time. So, can't argue with that.
We haven't even had dessert yet.
Oh, and there's dessert. Man, I didn't even know that. Man, we're winning this one. So what is your current favorite game? What game is currently sitting out on your table?
Dungeons and Dragons is always our favorite game. For 35 years, it's actually how my husband and I met. It's been a long-standing passion, but we enjoy learning all kinds of new board games. And the bigger our collection got, the more we realized we might have a problem.
It's not a problem until you run out of shelf space.
Well, that's why we opened a store. And we don't sell games here. We're here to share the games we have and to expand our library so people get to check those out. Because a big game library just for personal use can be, space space consuming and time consuming, and it's really hard on your wallet.
Yeah, my wife will agree with you on everything you just said. Because we have quite a collection. Maybe we should look into opening up our own little game portal, Edward.
There you go.
Edward's off microphone right now. He's sitting in here with us, though. So let's get this nasty question out of the way. How do you pronounce Klaus Teuber's classic, The Settlers of
Catan?
Okay, good. All right. I didn't know how Kentucky people said it. But Catan is right. So we'll move on. So for your day job, do you play games at work?
Actually, for my day job, I'm a special education instructional assistant in an extreme behavioral unit. And my husband is a special education LBD teacher.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's actually what my mom was as well, until she retired here not too long ago. So Interesting. So no, you don't get to play games at lunch, but you can play games with the kids, help calm them down.
Sometimes that's a reward.
Yeah, I can
They
understand.
actually, one of our very first customers was a young man who was one of my students, and he wanted to bring his dad in for his birthday. We weren't even officially open yet.
Nothing wrong with that.
Right.
No, that's great. One of my other friends, he just retired. He was a principal at a school, and he used games as rewards and stuff for the kids as well. So, yeah, it's definitely a good incentive. Would definitely incentivize me to be better if I got to play games.
Well, it's a good incentive, but it's also has a lot of lessons to teach, and that's one of the things that's kind of a big deal for us, teaching that teamwork and cooperative play and being a good sport.
Oh yeah, being a good winner, being a good loser. Mm-hmm. Yeah, just the kids we played with have been great in here, and watching them try to figure out how can I be mean in a nice way. Because I want you to not win, but how can I go about that nicely? And it's been interesting to watch. But also, so that we've been teaching fences, and the first game was pretty funny because as we were going through it, you would see the kids figuring out turns later. Oh, I should have done. And then by the end of the game, they were like totally amped, like they totally understood the game, but it was a little late to make changes to, 15 moves ago. But it's fun watching them, like you said, learn things and watching them work through that mental. I can't come up with the word right now, but just watching them work through the mental progression. There it is, the mental progression of the problem solving and the rotating and how can I make this piece beneficial. And they were all good sports. They all had a lot of fun, and that's always important. Like I said, not only being a good winner but being a good loser both. So Shannon, if a game has colors, do you have a specific color that you have to be?
No, but I do always prefer blues and greens.
Blues and greens, but no.
I'm not terribly territorial about colors.
Okay. Well, it's a little bit nicer than some people who I could tell because you didn't interrupt me to tell me you're red. It's red. So I knew that you didn't have that specific one that you had to have. So, so if you were going to play games at lunch and you had a lunch half hour, what would be your go-to 30-minute game? One of those quick hitters.
Gosh, that's a tough question.
Well, talking to somebody who likes to play these big, in-depth D&D campaigns.
Right,
sure.
I'm trying to think about some of the shorter games that we play, and gosh, I don't know. Probably Poetry for Neanderthals.
Well, that's not one I'm familiar with. Is that here in this
building?
building?
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, well, I know what we might be doing right after we finish.
There is nothing more fun than hitting someone with an inflatable stick if they use more than one syllable.
Oh, well, that's one way to look at it. Okay, Poetry for Neanderthals. We'll be looking at that one here momentarily. What about a 60-minute game, a full hour?
Well, not to be too favoritist, but we really enjoyed playing fences. But another one that we really have learned to love is Splendor.
Oh, yeah. Splendor's a great math problem. I just lost that game this week. I'm really good at losing Splendor, usually by about 2 turns, because my friends are smarter than me. And get that, this last game, I saw the end coming, and there was nothing I could do to, A, win the game, or B, prevent him from winning the game. But Splendor is good. It's a solid game. The expansion pack for it's actually pretty interesting. I do win when we play the expansions because my friends haven't learned those yet that well, so I have a fighting chance on that. But Splendor is good. I like Splendor. What about a hidden gem game? A game that you don't think enough people know about that you love?
I love Ransom Notes.
Right. I haven't thought about Ransom Notes in a while. Oh my gosh.
I laugh so hard when we play that game, and we let our 9-year-old grandson play with us, and he doesn't really understand completely what he's putting on there. But, if he can get the word butt or poop in the sentence, it's a winner as far as he's concerned.
Anytime you can work butt and poop in it's always a winner. So, do you get involved with Kickstarter? Any backing Kickstarters?
We have backed some Kickstarters. In fact, Les Garner's Homestead Kickstarter We recently backed. Of course, he's a big part of Dice Alliance and a personal friend, but he had a really great product to put out.
Great. I mean, Kickstarter is very dangerous once you get into it and figure out what all you can do.
It can be addictive.
Yeah. I have a list of Kickstarters that are behind schedule.
There's imagery from Kickstarters that are just getting ready to start already on these walls in this very room.
You've told me. And the artwork on these are fantastic. We'll have to definitely keep our eye out for when that game hits Kickstarter, and I'll put something up on the Facebook page for the podcast as well. So with what you guys do here, and I love the fact that now you can buy a game and be like, no, it's for the company. Yeah.
Right. And then we just invite friends here to play.
Yeah. So you guys are open how many days a week?
We're only officially open 3 days a week. Fridays from 5 to 10, and Saturdays from 12 to 10, and then Sundays from 1 to 6. But any time that anybody wants to come and schedule something different, we've got college kids that are like, we can only get together on Wednesday night. Can we come then? We'll come down and open up for them. We've had some special events during not normally open hours.
Okay.
So we're open by appointment anytime that we can be.
Awesome. Now, this is a great place you've got here. I mean, I'm eager now to go kind of look through the 300 games. We'll play some Poetry for Neanderthals.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm going to make sure I get that one right. Edward's excited already to play that game because I think he's eager to hit me over the head with some inflatable stick or something. So, but no, I think what you guys have going here and your mission and everything is fantastic. You can donate to the Dice Alliance through your .org.
DiceAlliance.org, absolutely.
Okay, we'll make sure you get a link to that in the show notes as well. Anything else you want to add?
Well, I would like to actually add a little bit about Dice Alliance, which is the nonprofit youth outreach. We host them here. They've been a particular passion of ours since we got involved a little over a year ago. We have an upcoming fundraiser dinner that is going to be August 23rd here in Paducah. One of the local catering places is actually donating a good deal of their space and their servers. And we are hoping to raise enough funds to be able to expand our program even further.
Yeah, I have the flyer to that somewhere. I ran across it. I don't know if we'll be able to make it back down for that, but we'll try because it's reasonable. It was like $25 a person, or you could buy a whole table of 6 or 8. So we'll look into that for sure. But yeah, if you're in the Paducah, Kentucky area or thereabouts, we're about 2.5 hours out from St. Louis, which isn't a bad drive. Check it out, and if you're down in the area, look up Shannon and the Dice Alliance and the Game Portal here in Paducah.
Play
Portal. And how could somebody reach out to you if they wanted to schedule an event?
They can either call 270-564-7714, or they can reach out to us on Facebook Messenger, or email, which is playportalllc@gmail.com.
How did I do it? I did it some way weird. I go through dicealliance.org and send a contact question or something. I can't remember how I reached out to you.
I think you actually texted me.
Maybe. Oh, there you go. Maybe I just did that. But this has been great. I know Edward and I have had a good time down here today. So, like I said, if you're in the Paducah, Kentucky area, give them a shout. Stop by, play some of their 300 plus and always growing collection, because now it's a business expense.
That's right.
And as usual, if you want to reach out to me, it's eatlunchandboardgame@gmail.com, facebook.com/eatlunchandboardgame, and remember, board games build bridges. When you're gaming, why not be comfy? Go over to supportplayer.org. Click on the cards, pieces, and dice to get some merch. These t-shirts are some of the most comfortable I have ever worn. That's supportplayer.org, and there's a link on eatlunchandboardgame.com.